How do I start healing? Hello, my name's Jenny Luscombe and I'm a facilitator of healing and a very strong advocate for all things self-healing. I've made this video today for anybody who's asking the question, how do I start healing? So I would recommend one of the first things to do is questioning yourself, which is one of the most powerful forces in the universe, in my opinion. Whether you have physical symptoms, a conflict going on, or an emotional or mental issue, you have to see yourself as possibly having some missing information. Maybe you're wrong about something, but you don't realize you are. Maybe you're responsible for something or haven't dealt with something historical. See that there is something currently that you don't know that is the cause of your issue. So question yourself and then wonder what that is. Decide to take responsibility for what's happening to you, even if you feel like the victim. So, for example, in a conflict, if someone has shown you or told you that you have done something to hurt them, pause and notice if you are deflecting. Deflecting is when you don't take in the possibility that what they are saying could be true, and you immediately deny and push it back onto them, making them responsible. At this point, question yourself. What if what they are saying is true? Go there. Stand in their shoes and look at the fact that they are feeling unsafe for some reason and that it might be because of you. So to heal from anything at all and to bring change, and that includes physical issues, you must go within where there is the exact information that you need that can assist you with an increased awareness that leads you to the solution that you're looking for. If you never question yourself, if you never see yourself as the possible root of an issue, if you always blame somebody else or look for a rescue, you never actually open the door to the answer that could change everything. So after you've questioned yourself, you have to feel your feelings about what you find. So if you're asking yourself this question, how do I start healing? Then this is the number one thing to start with. It's a life hack. All the problems in anyone's life are symptoms. So circumstantial issues, emotional, mental, physical, all of these, including physical disease, physical illness, they're not caused by the people around you or the life circumstances that you're in. They're actually caused by you not questioning yourself and therefore not feeling the feelings that need to be felt. So we all actually were taught to not question ourselves. We were all taught to do as we were told, which made us passive. We were also taught not to feel our feelings. We had to fit in. We weren't taught to think for ourselves or to question others or to question ourselves. We've ended up expecting other people to do what we tell them because that's what we had to do. We either followed someone else's lead or we demanded that they follow ours. So this has fundamentally disconnected us from ourselves and other people. We were taught that it was strong or right or evolved to not question ourselves and to not question anyone else. We were taught to think that we're always right. We were taught not to feel emotion, which just doesn't work. And actually both of these aspects are hurting you a lot. And it's actually preventing your progress and well-being and health and potential in every way. So resistance to your emotion and resistance to questioning, and therefore resistance to possibly being wrong sometimes, is what causes all suffering of every description on planet Earth. So this is a life hack. And it will change your life if you let it and if you get it. So here's what to do about it. So you have to A, question yourself, and B, learn how to feel again, like when you were a very small child. All your life, you haven't been questioning yourself, and you haven't been letting your emotion be there. So you've been making it all invisible. And that's what suppression is. If you've suppressed information, you've made it invisible to you, but it's actually still there. So when you haven't dealt with something, it's suppressed. So we've all got a storage space, which is called the subconscious mind. And that's all the subconscious mind really is. So what you've done is you've put your feelings that you couldn't handle in this storage space in the subconscious mind. So this is being held in our body. And you shut the door and you didn't know what to do and nobody taught you. And this has happened actually to all of us. And it's not wrong or bad. It's just what we had to do to survive. So you can't heal or change something if you're not looking at it, if you're pretending that it isn't there. Which is basically what suppression is. It's pretending, it's denying, it's rejecting. So to clean the house, you have to actually see the dirt. So you have to accept that the emotion is there and that there are things that you are not seeing as a result of not questioning. So acceptance is just being in reality, even if it's painful. So imagine that you received a computer program in your brain, which you have normalized, and you think it's you, and you think that this is how to do life. So there's a switch in your head that has an on and an off button for questioning yourself and for feeling. So the two things that you're not doing. So at the moment, it's more than likely that you've got it switched off because that's how we were trained. So find somewhere quiet and private and turn it on. Even if you just dip your toe in for a few seconds to see what that's like, just letting it all be there. So you can dip in and then come out again. And this is something that you can build up like a muscle. But my advice is to stay in the feeling when you feel it, or when you ask yourself a difficult question. Stay in the feeling for the first time for as long as you can. Witness your body when you're doing that, when you're in that feeling. Pay attention to the sensation. So you're opening up to new information from your subconscious. So what's happening inside of you when you do this? Look at sensation. That's the key. So this can kind of feel like floodgates opening or a dam bursting at first, or something moving within you. So you're moving from your head down to your heart, and you're not holding it back anymore. Just letting go, and you just have to learn to let it all be there, and it takes practice, and it's temporary. This is like something we have to move through, and we haven't been taught all of this, so give yourself plenty of space. You've got good reasons to have stored all of this stuff up. You've got good reasons to feel like this, and it just makes sense after what you've been through. So feel the embarrassment, feel the unfairness, feel the discomfort, the insecurity, the fear. Feel it. Feel the desperation, the shame, the rejection, whatever it is. The feeling or the belief or the physical symptom that you have, or the story or the circumstance, they're all messages. So tap on your chest if it helps. And this massively reduces cortisol, and it helps you to surface subconscious information connected to your issue and your question. So the cortisol and the adrenaline reducing will actually happen quite easily. And you'll be surprised how quickly the emotion starts to change. This will open up your sensitivity to yourself and your own body and your own emotion. Now, being in the emotion might trigger a core memory that started all of this. So just perceive that this is the information that you need to know if that comes. It's the connection that you need to make or the reason for the problem. So we have to actually build up the ability to feel like a muscle, because we've been so systematically trained by the systems not to feel and not to ask questions, which has kept us stuck. And also by our parents, actually, and by all the powers that were, the teachers, all of our authority figures. So their intention was in order for us to fit in with society, to fit in with them, to fit in with each other, to keep us compliant and controllable. So it spectacularly hasn't worked for us on a personal level and at the level of our species as humans. We've been failed and we've been duped. So imagine that as soon as you open your floodgates of questioning and emotion and you flip your switch to on to actually feel what you need to feel, what's going on inside of you, what's happening in your life, instead of holding back, instead of holding your breath, instead of denying it and disowning it and trying to hide it, trying not to feel it, pretending it's not there. This is when you start to actually get into control of your life. So imagine a flow of feeling, kind of like the current of a river. And imagine starting to feel, starting to cry, just starting to let it all be there. Be curious. Let yourself react to what you're going through. Let it engulf you. And it's safe to do that. It actually is safer to do that than to not do that. So there are actually huge unsafe implications to not feeling all your life and to not asking questions. Imagine that you have a chimney going up to the sky from your head, and then there's a drain from the bottom of your feet connecting you down to the center of the earth. So this is going to help you when you're feeling to expand that sensation and move the emotion up and move the emotion down. You can visualize this, and it really does help you move through. So just feel what you're going through in your life. Ask yourself questions about it. Feel it in the cells of your body. Your body can bring you so much information. Emotion actually is information. And sometimes the emotion will intensify the more you look at it. But emotion is always temporary. And we've actually made it permanent by refusing to look at it for years and refusing to question ourselves and refusing to let it be there. So it's what emotion is actually for. So stay with the sensation of the emotion of what you're going through in your body. Witness it. Imagine that you're eating popcorn, watching a film. Allow the rivers of sensation to flow up and to flow down through your feet. Allow it to move. The idea is not that you're trying to get rid of the emotion. It's that by taking care of it, it will just change by you paying attention to it. So it just needs to be allowed to do what it does. It needs to do in your body what it's designed to do. So it might trigger memory. So watch it flow, observe it. Observe it until it doesn't need to be there anymore. You're taking responsibility for emotion, and the emotion is teaching you who you really are, actually. Feeling emotion and asking questions brings you new realization and epiphanies. So receive the information that is locked up in the cells of your body, in the emotion and those unasked questions that you've started to ask. It's exactly what you need to do. self-inquiry and feeling will resolve all of your issues, past, present, future. You've always had the answers within you, you've just held it away from yourself. So this information will only come from questioning and feeling. It opens up a space within you for love to occur and for the next chapter of your life to come. So if you do this regularly and allow yourself to be human, you know, making a practice of it, you will actually eventually release all of your emotional baggage and your mental baggage, and therefore your physical baggage, because that's what your physical baggage is. That's what's causing your symptoms. Your symptoms are caused by unprocessed emotion and unasked questions. So just start. You no longer need to keep the symptoms after you've received the messages. So good luck, everybody. If you'd like to learn how to self-heal, I do sessions and I have a self-healing course and I do a free weekly radio show and I cater for all incomes. So if you're interested in any of that, have a look at my website. All the links are underneath. Thank you. Lots of love.